Hey, good morning, Scott. This is a quick demo video for you for your Corbanth and Shadow Foil Dark Obsession, the Shin Hati Saber. So this is installed with a Proffie. I did go through and lightly weather the saber just to give it a more realistic look. Probably showed up better in the pictures that I sent, but I wanted to show that off real quick. I left your blade plug in here for now, so just to show you that it has some very nice shine through. It's a 2-button setup, so you've got 2 plunger switches. You've got one here and you've got one here, and we'll go over how to delineate which is which. The saber comes with 2 cutouts in the handle, so you've got a slot right here and you've got another slot right here, and this is something that I want to utilize for some shine through. All right, so how to get to your chassis is you just want to take your pommel and unscrew it. And when you unscrew it like this, take this all the way out. This will pull your chassis out with it. You can take your chassis and pull it all the way out, and I'll show you how we put this in the pommel because there is a certain way. All right, but this is the actual chassis that I came up with for the saber. So this is printed out of a red carbon fiber material. You've got your Proffie board right here. This is a snap fit down into the board, or into the shelf rather, because you will need to pop it up slightly like that to get to your SD card and then snap it back down into place when you're done making changes. This is a very tight inner diameter on this handle, so I had to make everything pretty snug in here. All right, so you've got a removable battery set up. Still tried to make it look as clean as I possibly could. You could see a few speaker wires down in there, but they're, if we could focus in, they're twisted up and they're tucked nicely in there. So there's nothing that's going to be an eyesore. All right, you've got a kill switch behind the board. This has a fully enclosed 22 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Nano Elite speaker. All right, a 25 pixel accent strip located right here on the chassis. And then if you flip it over, you've got another 25 pixel accent strip here. You'll notice on the config file, which there is a copy of on the SD card, that I have the strips broken up into sub blades. So they're wired together, but separate from the blade. All right, I broke them into 3 different sub blades. I mean, you could break them into 25 different sub blades if that's something that you wanted to do. But we're going to put a battery in here real quick, spring side for the negative side of your battery. I do suggest taking your Keep Power battery and taking the sticker off of it, so it's just plain like this. And we'll go ahead and we'll snap the battery in, just like that, and then turn on the kill switch.
Lunar Alliance withdrawn finally, freeing us into power.
So I've got that broken up into 3 sub blades for now. As you can see, they both act in unison. I put my hand here, you can kind of see that. They are on a timer though, so if you don't turn on the saber right away, they will time out. Now I'm going to turn this off for just a second. This has the Moon Hati sound font from Kyberphonic, but you said you didn't need any fonts, so I'm going to be taking that off before I send it. If you look over here at the speaker area, you will notice I have a small cutout right here. All right, because if you look inside of your pommel, if you can see it right on top there, there is a pin sticking out. Let me see if I can shine a light in there for you. So I got that light shining in there. You can see that pin on the top, so that stays in there. What I did with that is I used it to clock the chassis to make sure that these LED strips lined up with your handle properly. So what you want to do is take your chassis, find that pin that's in your handle, line that up with that little slot that I have cut out in the chassis. You don't have to push it all the way down. Just find it and just kind of click it in place just a little bit, just like that. That will make sure that when we twist this chassis into the saber, we get those windows lined up with the handle. All right, so we'll come over here and flip our kill switch again.
Going somewhere?
Come over here and just twist our chassis in. Lock down this pommel all the way. When you lock it down all the way and you get it tight as it can go, that is when your blinkies line up with your cutouts in your handle. And then you can come over here and hit power. Now the way to tell which is power and which is auxiliary. You'll notice on this side of the switch box, you've got this little greebly going from one switch over to the other one, but you don't have that on the other side. It's just plain, right? When you have those lines facing up, the switch on the right-hand side is power. So this one over here. You got some nice shine through in your blade plug. Auxiliary is the other one. And your handle reacts to auxiliary. Other side. And then you've got twist off. And the animations are different in your handle depending on if the saber is on or off. So this is what it looks like when it's off. And then this is what it looks like when it's on. All right. We'll go ahead and take the blade plug out. Let me find the Allen key. So I've got this little Allen wrench. It'll come with the saber. I've got the original packaging. Of course, I'll send it all. All right. But we'll just loosen that up. You've actually got 3 blade retention screws, and I only used one for your Allen or for your blade plug. So I got to figure out which one it was that I tightened up. There it is. You've got, you got one right here. Another right here, and of course the third one is right here. You don't have to use all 3, but they are there in case you need them. This is running a Carl Chin V4 lit connector. So that lights up, right? And then this is set up for a 1-inch blade. So we'll just put a 1-inch blade in here. It is set up for a full-length blade. I keep losing that wrench. There it is. It is set up for a full-length blade. I'm just going to use my test blade to show you that everything fires up. All right, so we'll lock that blade down, hit power. This is a dark red-orange kind of blade to match the character of the hilt. So you got some nice smooth swing, some good flash on clash. Your handle will react to flash on clash. Blaster bolt deflex is just tapping auxiliary. If you want blade lockup, hold down auxiliary and hit the saber. You see it right there. You can see it in your handle. And then, of course, when you have a soundtrack for your font, just do a long press on the power. All right, do another long press to turn it off. Just like that. So we'll go ahead and take this blade out. Let me find out which one of these blade retention screws that I used. This one feels like the right one. Take the blade out. We'll go ahead and put your blade plug that came with the saber back into it. Tighten it down. And then we'll go over taking the saber apart. All right, so when you're done, just go ahead and come back over here and unscrew your pommel again. You can pull your chassis out, and then we can just flip the kill switch, and it kills power. All right, and then when you want to take your battery out, do it from the positive side, which is over here by your rotary PCB. You should be able to pop it out with your finger. But that is basically your Shin Hati saber. I have to make sure that I don't say Shin Hati. Like, I was born in Texas and I live in Oklahoma. If I'm not careful, I will have a little bit of a twang in my voice. So it is not Shin Hati. It is Shin Hati. All right. But that is your Shin Hati. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow. Thanks, Scott.